our mobile app is now powered by AG Grid, just like our main application, which means you'll enjoy a consistent experience across platforms. This allows users to update the mobile app as we update, it allows us to update the mobile app as we update our application. Within the mobile app now, you can view features like spark lines, conditional logic, total lines, font control, group headers, and charts. And some other fantastic capabilities you'll have at your fingertips in the mobile app are sorting of reports, adjusting column widths, changing density and alignment, switch between grid and chart views, change chart types, and much more. Plus, our mobile app is now fully responsive, allowing you to view both portrait and landscape modes of all reports, with the exception of charts. Those will always display in the landscape for optimal viewing. All right, so now I'm doing a lot of screen changing. Now I'm actually going to share my mobile device so we can do a live showing of our mobile app. Hopefully you can all see my mobile app just fine. All right, so I've already logged into Mirus. When you log into Mirus, the first thing that you'll notice is report groups. This is something that we got a lot of feedback on from our old one, was the ability to sort or group your reports that you had in the mobile app, just for easier visibility or searching or finding the mobile app that you're wanting to look at. You'll notice here that we do have our report groups. The report groups that are displaying on the mobile app are the only ones that are going to display are the ones that have reports in them for your user. So for example, I'm in our demo system and we have a lot of report groups, but I'm only showing these ones because these are the ones that have mobile enabled reports in them. You'll also notice here that I have a favorites. Our favorites here actually falls through from the application. So whichever reports that are mobile enabled that are part of your favorites group in the report list will also display in your favorites here. I'm going to go ahead and hopefully, I try to put the thing on to show you where my finger was going on the screen, but hopefully you can follow. I'm going to go ahead and look at the top left of my app, and you'll see the 3-lined icon. I'm going to go ahead and click that. And then you'll see here an option to enable biometrics. Mine's already enabled. What this means is whatever biometrics you have on your phone, like face recognition or enabling fingerprints, if you have this enabled within our mobile app, you'll be able to use those biometrics to log in. That was another feedback that we got, of being able to save your username and your password. So we've added that. And also we have some links down here for if you need help, you can click the help desk or feedback, and those will directly open up your email server or service, so you can email us. All right, the next thing you'll see here within my report group or my report list is the option over here on my top right of my screen. You'll see a little sort icon. What this does is if I click it, I can sort my reports by number or name. So I'm gonna go ahead here and I'm gonna do name. And you'll notice when I do that, my report grouping does go away, but I see my reports all in alpha order from Z to A. If I click it again, I can get it A to Z. I can also do here, and I can sort by number. So it'll show you the most recent one. And then if I do sort number again, it will show you your oldest report. If I want to get back to my report group, I'm just going to press down on my screen and swoosh down, I think is the word that they told me to say. And I get right back to my report groups. Here I can search on a report number. So I'm going to search. So here, this report starts with 163. So I can see that here. Or I can also go and search by report name. Awesome. So the first report that I'm going to show off is this report here. And I'm going to rotate my screen. Hopefully, yep, there it goes. And show you our mobile app. So the first thing that I'm going to see is that the first thing that you can see that I was really excited about when we changed to or updated our mobile app is the grouped headers, right? Before in our mobile app, if you hadn't seen it, you can only ever see that last row. So I'm just gonna touch it here and it's gonna sort it for me. But it's this last row here. Let's see, yeah. This row, that was the only one that would show on our last mobile app. But now you can have it and it shows your group headers. I'm just gonna swoosh to refresh this so I can get that sort off my screen. The first thing that I'm gonna do here is I'm going to click on the 3-lined icon. I'm not sure if you can see it very well, but I'm just gonna select here. It's just like it is in the application, and you'll see that I have a thing of options that have come through. What I'm gonna click now is I'm gonna do auto size all columns. This is the exact same feature that I just showed you in the application. Now I'm showing you in the mobile app. This is what we were talking about, of them being, having the same abilities and functionalities that you can do within the app on the AG grid that you can do in the mobile. So now you can see when I did my auto size that I can see a lot more of my columns, and it just removes that little bit of padding between. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna scroll to the right. As you do this, you notice that one thing that we have here is our font colors. So our font control for total lines and measure groups does follow through into the mobile app. Also, you'll notice here for gross sales and discounts, I have different measure formats. For my discounts, I have the red negative accounting. And then for gross sales, I just have the regular $sign, and those also follow through to our mobile app, which is exciting now. Also, you'll notice that we do have spark lines follow through, KPIs or conditional logic follow through. And that is that exciting. I'm sorry, I'm just really excited about this. So those are a few things here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go back to my report groups. I'm going to change it back to portrait, and I'm gonna go ahead and go to another report for us. I'm gonna go into my favorites, and I'm going to go to top bottom. So also within our mobile app now, you will be able, sorry, let me take a drink of water because I'm getting tongue-tied. You will also now be able to see your top bottom reports within our mobile app, which is exciting. So here I just have the top 5 and the bottom 5, so they'll both display. All right, so the next one I'm going to go to is I'm gonna go to my wide report. I'm gonna switch it back over to landscape. And here, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go on my report or on my screen. If you can see that little A at the top right, I'm gonna go ahead and select that. And what this is this allows you to change the font size of the report that you are viewing. The options are between 5 and 25. I believe the default is about 12. And so now notice now that I have a smaller font size. I'm gonna go ahead and like I did on the same other report, I'm gonna click the 3-lined icon and do auto size all columns. So now I have my report and then auto sized. Scroll all the way back to the left. On the column store name, I'm gonna click the 3-lined icon, and then you'll see there's an option for pin column. I'm gonna go ahead and click that arrow, and then you'll see that there are 2 or 3 options: no pin, pin left, and pin right. First, I'm gonna do a pin left. This is very similar to our freeze columns within the current application of Mirus. The only thing different right now with this option, and the reason that we kept it as the word pin column instead of freeze columns, is because it only will pin that column that you selected or that you pinned to. So I've pinned it to the left. So now when I scroll over, I can see that first row or that first column of store name, and I can swoop over. Another nice feature is, so if I go back here, I'm gonna go back to pin column and pin right, now you'll see that my store name has actually changed to the right side of my mobile app, and I can view it this way as well. So I can scroll and I can see, and then my kind of my store name kind of sticks to my screen. I'm gonna go ahead and unpin, okay? This doesn't just work for that first column. So let's say this is gross sales minus discounts is the one that I wanna pin. I can actually go here and I can pin that one to the left as well. So it doesn't have to be a dimension. It can actually also be a measure. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna scroll this over. And so like, let's say I had that one and I wanted to, compare it to deletes after payment. I could have just pinned that column, scrolled over, and I see my deletes after payment. All right, I'm going to remove no pin. I accidentally did it before I was going to show you. So the next thing that you've probably seen me do a few times now is you can actually sort within the mobile app now as well. So if I select any measure, I'm just going to go ahead and select gross sales. It's the same 3-step sort that we do have in Mirus. First, if you select it, it's ascending and then descending. If you select it twice, and then the third time your sort is removed. I'm going to go ahead and flip my screen back over to portrait. Oh man, that thing showed up. Just ignore this part, sorry. I'm going to click on the bottom right of my screen. I'm going to click report options here. You'll see here that I have utilities, view, and density. For this example, I'm going to go ahead and expand density, and I'm going to do compress. So now you can see that once I've done that, my report, just like within the application, it's compressed my padding of my rows, so I can see more data within the screen. Do that. The next one is here. You have alignment, so I can change them to be all centered, or right side, or left side. Left side is the default right now, currently within the mobile app. I'll go over the other report options here in a minute. All right. So let me go back. Let me go to my next report that I want to show you is my time selection report. All right, so here I have just a simple report by store name, day, gross sales, check and check count. Just for easier visibility while I'm sharing my screen, I'm just going to go ahead and change my font size here, and then I'm going to go to my report group. And I'm just going to do compressed. You'll also notice here with day that we do have the row spanning going on. So just like within the application, row span. All right, so first what I want to do is I'm going to click on the top right. I'm going to click the little eye information icon. Once I do that, you can see that it shows me my report name and my time selection that's currently on my report. I'm going to go ahead and close that back so it's at previous day. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm staying on the top right. I'm going to click the little filter icon. And this is where you can do dimension and time selection filters for your mobile app. So I'm going to go here to dimensions, and I'm going to click store name, click confirm. And then I get this little dimension value option. So I'm going to select that. And I'm going to do airline and Anaco, click confirm. And then what I want is I want my time selection. I'm going to change it just so I can see other data. I'm going to go ahead and select custom day. And then here, I'm just going to select the 8th of January and click apply. So now, as you can see, let me just flip my screen over so it's so we can see the this part. Is now that my report is filtered for just Anaco and airline, and that it's the date for the 8th, and then my data is updated. I can also go back and I can change it again to any other date that I want, or just to simply refresh my report, I'm just going to swoosh it down, and then my report's been refreshed. All right. With this report, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back and I'm going to do a dimension filter just real quick. And I'm going to select just my two values again. I'm not changing the time selection this time. All right, I'm going to go back into my report options, and now we're going to do utilities. You'll see here that I have the options to flip from chart to grid. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And now, as you see, my report's now showing my chart. Just like in the application, the default view for our charts is lines. So right here, I can see all of my stores, and it's very responsive. So I can check my check counts and my gross sales. I can zoom in or zoom out, or just click the reset zoom. If you notice, now there's a new icon to the top right. If I click that, I have my chart types. I can select here, I can change this to a column chart, click confirm, and now our report's going to show as a column. So I can, do the same thing, scroll, and zoom. I can also change just, let's say it's a little hard on someone's eyes to see it so bright. You can change I did that a little fast. You can change the chart theme just like you can within the application. So I just made it a little darker color so I can see it there. Like I said, it's very responsive. So as I'm touching the report or touching the chart, it's showing me the data values that I'm highlighting. All right. Well, I hope that was as exciting to you as it was to me.